What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today, here we have a playthrough video of the brand new treasure map versus Luffy and Ace. This particular treasure map is interesting in terms of the fact that I feel like the mini-map bosses are a little bit trickier than what I actually am just used to, honestly. Specifically the Whitebeard boss, which is the first boss that you guys are seeing here. This boss is actually pretty annoying because you have to deal with block orbs. He's got a really annoying barrier. So the really bad thing about it is like, just by itself, when you look at it, it's fine, but the fact that you have to continuously battle this over and over again for those treasure map grinders, this particular fight is going to be super annoying because typically I would like to run speed teams, and with Kaido, yeah, you can still run a speed team as I'm doing here, but the thing is when you reach that final boss stage, you need to make sure you hit those perfects to break that barrier, otherwise you're gonna die. So it's a pretty annoying fight. The Jimbei fight can be a little bit annoying as well. Crocodile also has a lot of health, but should be relatively easy to take care of. And of course, we always have that really easy fight with Buggy. But as I said, running a speed team with Kaido just to get through all of the earlier stages very quickly. And then when we reach the final boss stage, you don't actually really have to launch any special aside from Enel. Enel is just here to get rid of the paralysis. I also have Whitebeard to give me color affinity if I need the color affinity on my Kaido character instead. But it's fine. You know, we are at this point really early on in the navigation levels, plus this is the mid-map boss, so you know we can go ahead and take our time and take him down pretty quickly. At least Whitebeard is one of the early bosses that you'll likely encounter in the treasure map if you are playing to try and get to those secret pathways on the map. Whitebeard is typically the first character you're going to encounter, which means, you know, he is the most annoying one to deal with, but if you always encounter him in the mid-map, it does make it a little bit easier to take care of. So now we can go ahead and talk about the intrusion battle boss fight, which in this specific treasure map is going to be Ivankov. Now for this team here, we're using obviously versus Ace as the captain because we have to get around special reverse on the final boss stage, which is pretty annoying to deal with. Luckily enough, I did have a Garp as a friend captain here. Most of the time though, I'm just going to be using a treasure map rare recruit Kizaru as our friend captain to ensure that we get as many points should I say, as we possibly can. Onigumo is pretty good here. He gets rid of despair. He gets rid of the blindness completely, which is very good. The thing about this treasure map is if you don't have Onigumo, there's actually no boosted unit that just outright removes all of the blindness for you. So either you have to just deal with the blindness, which is what I personally would be doing anyway, or you have to bring a non-boosted unit that has a sailor effect or a special that can get rid of that remove SFX for you. Pretty annoying to deal with. Also, I may be changing this team around because you can see that we aren't really killing in one turn. The only time I'll kill in one turn is if I have matching slots on my quick unit, so I think I am very likely going to be changing this team around in some fashion, probably getting rid of Luffy for a different paralysis remover, because on Ivankov stage you can see here our bottom right hand unit is blown away, so we've already used the Onigumo special earlier, plus he's not boosted by Ace, so it's fine. We also have the Kizaru for the attack boost, Ace for the orb boost and the chain boundary. Luffy gets rid of the paralysis and as well as giving the strength slot to Ace, so that when we launch the Ace special we actually do get the chain boundary effect. But of course you can run like VV support to get a guaranteed matching slot on Ace if you really wanted to. But either way, this team is able to get the job done quite comfortably right now versus Ivankov, but of course as time goes on, that will definitely have to change. So after the intrusion battle boss, we're going to be going ahead and making our way to the battle rush, which is going to be, of course, first of all, going to be against Buggy. Now, Buggy is the easiest of these bosses to take on. I'm just using treasure map Enel as my captains here, and honestly, very simple. Not really much else needs to be said here. We're using Enel to wave clear every single stage, and then when we reach the final stage, our Sanji is going to be ready, and his special ability is a single target side damage dealing special, so we get super effective damage, so it's doubled. So that's going to do so much damage towards this Buggy. And actually a little bit earlier I couldn't find any Enel friend captain, so I literally just used another V2 Sanji as a friend captain. So having two characters on your team that can do like nearly 2 million damage with a special is so good, because Buggy's HP is so low, his scaling is also going to be low. So you know, this is going to last a very long time in this particular treasure map, which is great. Moving on now to the second Battle Rush team is against Crocodile. Again, we're running another speed team where we're going to be using ZoroJiro as our main captain. Double ZoroJiro obviously being the most optimal. Now, for this team, it is slightly changed from when I made my video talking about my own personal teams. I actually have Treasure Map Lore in here now to help me get some more cooldown reduction for my Jozu, because I realized that, you know, just using the double Zoro, launching the specials to get all the way through to the final boss stage, it meant that Jozu wouldn't be ready on the final boss stage, which is obviously a big problem because we need Jozu to be ready to get rid of the attack down, and also to give us damage reduction. But you don't specifically have to use Jozu. Shout out to my girl Carissa for suggesting, you know, you could potentially put on limited rare recruit Toadskii. You could put on who else was it? There was like the quick Corazon, which was like a very special limited rare recruit quite a while ago that can actually attach to lore, that can give you the attack down removal as well. And then you could use just stage 1 special of Jozu because it is a stage 1 and a stage 2 special. So there are different ways to get around it. I just prefer using it this way just so I can have the dedicated Jozu to get around all the debuffs I have to deal with this, and then plus I have the VV support attached to Jozu to give him a strength slot so that when Ace's special is launched, we are guaranteed to get that chain boundary effect. And there we go. Moving on now to the second last boss now, which is going to be against Jimbei. Jimbei here, we're using Kaido, and Jimbei actually has a lot of health, but this team is going to be quite fine getting through it because we're just going to auto our way through it. And then when we reach the final boss stage, we can use Sengoku to get rid of the resilience and also get rid of the Rainbow Shield damage reduction. And once that's gone, we can just launch all of our specials. So we have the 2 Kaido specials and the 2 Kaido super types because, of course, we are using Moby Dick as our dedicated ship to ensure that that super type is actually ready. And then, like, even if at that point he still doesn't die, like in really high nav levels, we're going to have a chain lock because I have the Akanu support on Sengoku. We're going to have the full border matching slots, increased damage taken. We have like just it's enough damage. It's going to be more than enough damage to kill Jimbei for a very long time. And I mean, we could potentially change characters around to get like an attack boost and an orb boost if we really wanted to, but end of the day, shouldn't be too much of a problem for getting through the rest of this particular fight. And then moving on to the final boss fight versus Luffy and Ace, and of course we're going to be using versus Akainu. And we have the Kizaru, of course, as the friend captain. This is pretty typical of the team that I'd be using throughout this treasure map. If I find Garp as a friend captain, would definitely prefer to use him instead. We are using Onigumo, of course, because he helps us get around the effect of when we reach the final stage, he has like a 12-hit combo barrier. So you can use Onigumo to just remove that combo barrier because he does 12 hits of combo. But he also gets rid of Despair because when you actually kill Luffy and Ace, they will revive and they will despair you for, I think it's like 4 turns or 5 turns. So we actually are just using the Rayleigh support on Luffy so that when he actually revives, Rayleigh support will just outright remove it, which is fine. So that's not really a big deal. And then we also have King as well. Now King's pretty important because he helps us get around those nasty chain debuffs that are going to be inflicted to us here on stage 4 and also on stage 5. Not really so much on stage 5 because we have the Akanu special to give us chain lock instead of the chain coefficient reduction, but just outright just removes the bad chain lock that this boa gives us. Now you can see that we are just using Luffy special to remove that special bind, and we just do normal attacks here because when boa attacks us, she gets ignited, and then the ignition, of course, will scale with the enemy's attack power, and because each nav level increases the enemy's attack power, it means that the ignition damage is going to be amplified with each navigation level. So as long as you're doing damage, the ignition should be able to get the KO. There have been times where I've done only a little bit of damage and the ignition did not kill, so I just do a little bit of damage there just to ensure that KO goes through. And then on the final boss stage, using Kizaru special first and then using the King, so we get Kizaru's attack boost over King's, is the best way forward there to make sure we have enough damage to kill Luffy and Ace. So that is going to wrap up this video today. Good luck with the grinding on Treasure Map, and of course once Treasure Map is concluded and we get our rewards, I'll bring you guys a video showing you what I got from my ticket pulls. But good luck with the Treasure Map, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.